Ad blocker online, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Yes, I have a new intro. We'll get to it. So, yesterday I responded to the changes in the YouTube Partner Program. And I was really angry, and I still am. But now I have camped just enough and had enough time to really sit down and figure out, first of all, what this means, what it means to me, and why it matters. So what does this mean? Well, first of all, it shines a light of truth on the YouTube Partner Program. It's not a partner program. It's never been a partnership. Let's look at the definition of a partner. A person who takes part in an undertaking with another or others, especially in a business or firm, with shared risks and profits. Do you see YouTube taking any risks with this? Any at all? It's not a partnership, and it never has been. And this is where I actually think that larger channels who have largely not responded to this, though I will give credit where it's due, Boogie2988, who, if you go to his channel, you will recognize him. He has spoken out about this, and he is, as far as I can find, the largest YouTuber to have spoken out about this. The other larger-ish YouTubers, and I'm talking 250,000 subscriber base and upward, who have spoken about it, they're in favor of it. Almost all of them. Certainly all the ones that I've watched, and I've watched a lot of them in the last 24 hours. They're in favor of this. And why are they in favor of this? Because they think they're going to make more money from this. There's less hands in the pot. Really? You really believe that YouTube is going to give you more money? Honestly? Are you a fucking idiot? YouTube are not going to give you more money. They're not. Or if they do, it'll be for a very short period of time to win you over while they get ready to bring you to the chopping block. Because here's the thing. YouTube is ultimately a business, and they're only in business for themselves. They are going to raise this glass ceiling ever higher. Last year, it was raised to 10,000 lifetime views. Which, by the way, is bloody hard when you're starting out on YouTube. 10,000 views is hard enough. But that wasn't enough. So now it's 4,000 hours of total view time in 12 months and 1,000 subscribers. For the record, I know people who have 1,000 subscriptions who are losing this because they're nowhere close to 4,000 hours of viewing time. Not because their stuff isn't good, but because your subscriber base, you're lucky if 10% of it regularly watch your content. This is YouTube. That's how it works. So even people who have the 1,000 subscriber threshold, which by the way is a brutal threshold, and I wouldn't be as angry if that was the threshold, because it's achievable. Very, very difficult at this point in time in YouTube, but still achievable. The 4,000 hour line, that's YouTube playing silly buggers, because 1,000 subscribers with 4,000 hours, not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. That would mean that you would basically have to have 100 people watch 4,000 hours of your stuff. The average seems to be 10% of your viewership will watch your stuff regularly. I'm going off of my own numbers, and I'm going off of the numbers of YouTubers that I follow and looking at their numbers. Even bigger YouTubers, I look at their subscriber base and the number of views on their videos. It's about 10%. And a few of those will be people who watched the video more than once. I know, because I'm one of those people. It's not a partnership. At all. In any way. And if the people who got away with it this time think YouTube aren't coming for them, they're out of their fucking minds. This time next year, YouTube will up it again. It might be 2,008 and 2,000 subs and 8,000 hours of view time, or something even harder, because YouTube want to squeeze you out of YouTube. They want us to quit. Why? Well, if they're not making money off of us, we're costing them money. We'll get to that. So as I said, large channels have largely not responded, and the handful that have, that I've come across, or at least the ones that are like 150,000 plus subscribers, they're in favor because they think they're going to make out like Flint. Also, they like being part of an exclusive club. It's like, yeah, there's less people. It's more glory for me. And that is the attitude. And I'm actually disgusted by that attitude. I've also noticed in comment threads on those videos a lot of, why are these people getting upset over $100? $100 is your car being serviced for the year. If you're lucky and your car is in good condition and you've kept it in good condition. $100 is a upgrade to your computer. $100 is a gift for someone. A really good gift. $100 is $100, well, 100 euros over here would basically be my budget for presents for Christmas for grandkids. $100 is a lot of money. To most people, it's a lot of money. Oh, you know, it's great. You're drawing down $1,000 a month from YouTube. $1,000 plus. Maybe you're making even more than that. That's great for you. $100 is a huge deal to me and to many people like me. It's enormous. It's the difference between having any kind of luxury in your life and just living. I know people who are, I would think of them as larger YouTubers with 1,000 plus subs, maybe up to 5,000 subs, who don't make 4,000 hours of view time a year, who rely on the small income they make every year. They're maybe making $20 a month, maybe $30 a month. And they rely on that to have a little dignity. And that's why I'm so angry about this. Let me make something clear. I have made $60 in total in my entire time on YouTube. That's all. And I never expect to see that. Now, YouTube has said, oh, yes, you'll be able to draw down the money you've made if you close your AdSense account. In other words, give up and go home. It's never been about money for me. It's about contact with my friends. It's about contact with Tegan, with my super secret Blizzard contact, with Aoife, Jack, Alyssa, Leah, Claire, so many people. It's about contact with people I've met here. Rita, Gothic Tech, Pericor, Zentat, so many other people. That's what it's about for me here. But what the tiny, tiny income I made from YouTube was about wasn't about the money. It was about simple self-dignity. I might not have been making much, but I was making a tiny little bit from each video that at least made me feel like I had a certain amount of dignity. Not a lot, just a little bit. I mean, come on. Am I a dignified fucking person? No, I fucking am not. I am not dignified. But a little bit of dignity is nice. And that's why I'm angry. I'm angry for that. I'm angry for the fact that they slapped me across the face, pissed on me when I was lying on the floor, and then told me I liked it. No, I didn't. I'm angry. And I'm going to get even. I'm angry for the kids who started out on YouTube and were just reaching a point where they might have been able to start having a little bit of self-determination financially, where I'm talking like 14, 15, 16-year-olds, maybe even up to 18 or 19, who were about to be able to reach the point where after a year they'd be able to buy a games machine or some games or some clothes for themselves without asking their parents for money. Because guess what? Young kids don't have jobs anymore because they can't get them. Underemployment is a thing, and every adult is carrying basically 2 jobs, more or less. You know, this is ripping people's dignity away. This is saying you do not matter. People like you made this platform what it is, but you do not matter. And the tiny percentage of them that are still here, well, they're in the top 1% of 1% in the YouTube Preferred program. Who are going to make out like Flint after this. They are going to make out like bandits from this, because that's where YouTube are going to concentrate the money they save from this. Any advertising revenue that doesn't go to us, it's not going to go to the 100,000 subscriber people or even the 1 million or the 5 million. It's going to go to the people who have 10 million plus, the people who are in the preferred program, because YouTube can control them. Those people are pissing themselves right now. Why? Because YouTube are hiring supposedly 10,000 more people to monitor those people's videos, which means that they're going to toe the party line a hell of a lot closer than they used to be. The chance and risk taking that was always a part of YouTube content, that's going to go out the window. Nobody is going to risk the wrath from on high anymore. Why would they? Because YouTube have already proven that they're more than willing to move this glass ceiling higher and higher. And next it could be you. Part of why YouTube are doing this is sub for sub and view for view problems. And it's always been a problem. It always will be a problem. There are people who will take subscription for subscription and view for view. I don't. I refuse to do so. I have blocked people who have subscribed to my channel with the intent of doing that, even though it means that they were no longer a subscriber. Why? Sub for sub means nothing. You get someone who adds to your subscriber numbers but don't add to your views. View for view is just as bad in the other direction, because they'll watch like 10 seconds of your video and then turn it off, which is bullshit, because as you can see from this, view time matters. And it's always been view time, and that's fine. But this will feed into sub for sub and view for view. This won't eliminate it or reduce it. This will feed it. This will create a new cottage industry in it. Why? Because if you need 1,000 subscriptions and 4,000 hours, and you're hungry and desperate enough, you'll do it. You'll do anything to achieve that. So ultimately, this is going to be self-defeating in that respect. Now, before I finish this up, I want to read a short Twitter interaction I had with Team YouTube yesterday and this morning. Not going to lie, I'm just not pleasant. But neither were they, because they basically fed a load of horseshit. So let's go with this. So me, at Susan Wash, how do you pronounce her name? I don't know. The CEO of YouTube. And what about those small YouTubers who rely on that tiny income to supplement their incomes? You're going to apologize to them? $10 a month drawn down once a year can be Christmas for some people. Hashtag YouTube Partner Program. Team YouTube. This change doesn't prevent small creators from growing their channel. Content creators who haven't reached this new 4,000 or 1,000 threshold can continue to benefit from our Creator Academy. Me. This is where it gets salty. Bullshit! Being demonetized will make it infinitely harder for content to be found in searches, and you know it. Why aren't you honest as a company and just tell the truth? You, and this is in quotation marks, you worked for us for the dust off of peanut shells. We've decided now your work means nothing. Content Creator Academy, the Creator Academy is bullshit. I've gone through the whole thing. It is literally an opiate for the masses. That's all it is. It's, if you follow these accounts, you might make it. No, you won't. Because it makes you a unique, special snowflake, like everybody else. And that's what YouTube want. They want everyone's channel to be the same. So that it means that when they pick a particular flower that's going to grow taller than all the rest, they'll be able to go, well, that person goes into the preferred program, because they will get the views because they're the ones that are different. Because everyone else is unique, just like everybody else. It's not a partnership. It's never been a partnership. In a partnership, one side cannot unilaterally change everything overnight. That's not a partnership. That's dictatorship. And yes, YouTube and Google are dictators. They have fallen so far from their don't be evil days. I mean, when you think of Google when they started comparing to them now, there is no comparison. Google now are evil. But right now, they're also largely the only game in town. If you want to do videos on demand. But that's not going to last. And I don't think Google, Alphabet, or YouTube are actually going to this with their eyes open. Because guess what? We can hurt YouTube. And we can hurt them bad. How? Well, this is my response to this. This is what I'm going to be doing moving forward. I'm not leaving YouTube. Because that would be too easy. They want me to leave. They want me to leave their walled garden so that their chosen people have more space. Until they decide that their chosen people is still too large and they decide that they want more people to leave their walled garden. It'll happen. Watch. So I'm not going anywhere. I'm not monetizing any videos going forward. Even if I make that threshold, I will not be monetizing. Full stop. Why? If I monetize, I have to toe the party line. If I don't monetize, I don't have to do jack shit. So that's number one. Number two, I will, going forward, have an ad blocker working in my browser 100% of the time. I didn't because guess what? I don't have the money to support all the content creators I like through Patreon. I support 2 content creators I like through Patreon. But that's all. I kept adverts running on YouTube because even though it was only a tiny amount, I was able to support people like me. Even if it was only the tiniest amount. Well, if I can't support people like me, I'm not going to support anyone. Ad blocker all the way. And I am imploring all of my viewers, turn on your ad blockers. We'll get to why in a second. Any and all streaming plans that I had intended to do on YouTube, and I had intended to finally do streaming on YouTube because it simplified things. No, I'm going to Twitch. I don't like Twitch. I think it's a cesspool. But I like them a hell of a lot more than I like YouTube. YouTube have told me point blank, I don't care about you. You do not matter. You have no dignity and you should have no dignity. So, yeah, I prefer Twitch. Even though it is full of absolute assholes and bastards, I prefer Twitch. I'm going to Twitch for streaming. And as soon as they have a video on demand service that is functional, I'll be jumping ship from YouTube to Twitch. Now, don't get me wrong. I will still have videos sent to here. But they will be sent from here to Twitch rather than the other way around. Twitch will become my primary platform. And the second YouTube goes down, I will hold a party. Because trust me, YouTube will eventually die. All things die. So yeah, why is the ad blocker important? Right now, larger YouTubers think they're going to make out like Flynn from this. They think they're going to make more money from this because there's less hands in the pot. Bad news, still too many hands in the pot. Rather than equalizing income across all relevant users, YouTube has decided to concentrate it. They're not going to concentrate it on the smaller, larger YouTubers. They're going to concentrate it in the top 1% of 1%. They're the only people that are going to make money from this because YouTube want them to make money because they're the ones that get the views, supposedly. Well, if you want one way to get the larger channels to actually stand side by side with the smaller channels that they once were, and to say to YouTube, oi, this is bullshit, reduce their income, hurt them. Not to mention, smaller channels, guess what? YouTube are still going to monetize your videos. You're just not going to get a cut. There's a little, right now, if you don't have an ad blocker, there's a little advert on the top right side of the screen that non-monetized channels have as well as monetized channels. YouTube always monetize every video, even if the monetization is not in the video. Run an ad blocker so they don't get that income either. Make it as hard as possible for YouTube to run adverts. Make it so that the larger channels lose money. Will it kill some of them? Yeah. And I'm fine with that. It's life in the big city, bud. You don't think this is a problem? I'm going to make it your problem. So I am imploring you, if you watch this video, turn on an ad blocker. The Opera browser has a great one built in. Ad blocker and Ad Blocker Plus are fantastic. Get one, use it. The only way to get YouTube to acknowledge that, you know, if you treat people like, I don't know, employees who you're not going to pay, that is wrong and diminishes the dignity of those people. This is the way to do it. This is how you do it. You hurt YouTube's bottom line. You hurt YouTube's bottom line by hurting the bottom line of all YouTubers. This is becoming them versus us. Well, I'm going to make it about them. So, yeah, that's what's happening. And I hope like hell Twitch get their VOD system up and running in the next 12 months, because they'll make a killing. And Patreon are about to go through a golden age, because it's going to be the only way to support content creators like me is Patreon. Because guess what? We're never, ever going to be monetized ever again. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Ever. Because as soon as we get close, they're going to move the goalposts again. Because they do not want small tubers to succeed. They have their walled gardens of special, unique snowflakes, most of whom are exactly the same as all the others. They don't want us anymore. So really, it's time for YouTube to do two things. Number one, be honest about it. And number two, take the U out of their name. Anyway, I hope you all have a great day. Be good. And as always, fuck Google.